Hello everyone, today we are learning ABC phrases for congestion tax. So this is the exam topic of, I think, last Saturday's real test topic. So if you haven't signed up my free courses, you can scan this QR code. Chinese students scan this QR code will go to my website, K.I.S.S.com to watch the free lecture. You can also go to this link to watch the free lecture. Okay. Now let's have a look at the question. Question is, in some cities, the government has tried to reduce traffic. For instance, they imposed a congestion tax during rush hour. Do you think this development is positive or negative? So learning objective of today is to help you learn some benefits of this congestion tax. So congestion tax means that during rush hour, during peak hour, we charge some extra money for drivers. So there are two reasons. Let's have a look at number one. Number one is this can motivate drivers to take public transportation, reduce the flow of traffic. Reduce the flow of traffic means there will be less cars. You can say especially in peak hours, during peak hours. And this can save journey time and make our lives more efficient. So phrases here is motivate somebody to do something, and the flow of traffic, save journey time, will make our lives more efficient or improve. You can also change this to increase the efficiency of our lives. And next APC is that we can still use the same A because after the congestion tax is released, this will definitely motivate drivers to take the public transportation. So we still use it as an A. What you can do is that in your writing, you can use another expression. For example, you can say motivate drivers to switch to public transportation with tools. This can reduce the number of vehicles on roads. So less vehicles means what? Less carbon dioxide emissions, then alleviate air pollution. And the phrases here is, I mentioned it several times, alleviate air pollution and reduce the number of vehicles. You don't have to use cars, you can use vehicles. And now here comes to the ABC phrase, the recipe. So what we need to do is to keep practicing the same recipe again and again until you are familiar with it. And we put these ABC phrases in this sentence structure, A verb C, and it is A and B and this C. I changed a little bit. So this time I didn't use this C. I didn't use this. I used a passive voice here. I'll show you how to do that. So charging congestion tax to benefit the environment. This is A and benefits verb. C is the environment. For example, 5 years ago in Singapore. So your example must be very, very specific. Be specific to a city or a person. Can say, for example. And here we go. And I used 8 words because this event happened in the past. So that's why I use the past tense. It was the implementation of you can say implementation or the release of a congestion tax, or the introduction of. You can also use introduction of a congestion tax that motivated a significant number of residents. I didn't say drivers, I said residents to take public transportation. So this is A, and B is the take public transportation. I put it here. What happened is that less cars, I put consequently carbon dioxide. I didn't put less vehicles. You can write less vehicles. You can say thereby reducing the number of vehicles. You can put it after this. I change a little bit. So the last sentence would be to write carbon dioxide, right? So I put consequently. Instead of saying these reduced the carbon dioxide emissions, I put consequently carbon dioxide emissions were reduced. So what are the differences here is that I changed another sentence structure. I used a passive voice, which alleviated air pollution and improved the air quality. So in this case, you can see this paragraph is really concise, and I used the different sentence structures here. It is that and which, relative clause, and passive voice. And so basically, you cannot find any word that can be removed from this part. So it's at least a 7.5 paragraph. So questions for you today. Homework is that you can practice these 3 ABC phrases and then use this recipe to practice. You can leave a comment below. I can help you correct your mistakes.